So it looks like he had fixed the issue. So Tavo making a last-second drive in here as we get ready to go. So 20 drivers, another solid week. We got about 40 drivers racing this week. 2 lobbies. B lobby is in action right now. Roberts is about to start us off here, and the drivers prepared as we are at the halfway point of the season. The points championship among about several drivers right now still in contention. And RBM Vinny looking to try to maintain his hot streak as here we go, green flag racing here at Sebring. And yes, there is a packed Jag field here today as it was the car of choice. As here we go, turn number 1, the drivers are off, and we will see how they will fare in a race that will require no mandatory pit stops. As you go, see him go 3-4 wide in the backstretch. Savitar in a familiar spot as he is getting to lead the charge early on here. RB and Vinny getting shuffled around with SSR Bobberts back there, back in 20th. And not sure what happened, but LMPM had gotten caught up in a little bit of an issue. So Yem is going to have to try to fight back, get to the front, as some sort of hiccup had to happen, must have happened back there through the S section. RB and Vinny and SSR Bobberts already moving up about 6 spots into the field, making things happen. Meanwhile, SMX MEA looking to catch up to his teammate, battling for that race lead, Savitar. Meanwhile, TGM Remix from Team G-Force Motorsports, first appearance in MEA. New team for him, he just joined the race team of TGM. Currently running in that 3rd spot. SSR Pikachu right behind him. She's looking to tag along with the bunch. And lap 1 is about to be in the books as SMX Savitar leads the way. And it looks like we had some more shuffling around back there. Vinny looks like he got into an accident with someone else and has lost a couple of positions now. So let's get on with Vinny as he is one of 2 drivers in the top 3 in the points right now. Him and SSR Bobberts back there in 13th, 14th right now. They're in battle with FLA Feedy going to the inside. Bobberts, nothing there. Feedy able to cross over. Red one trying to get to the inside. Vinny clips into the race track on into the grass. And Bobberts down to the inside, able to take over the spot. With big issues for RB and Vinny and FLA Feedy. They shuffle around 2, 3, 4 cars side by side coming off the corner. And there's FLA to Stig in there too. 6 Jags going at it, side by side by side. Feedy goes off the racetrack. And right now, SSR Bobberts is able to distance himself from the pack that he just got through. Vinny, meanwhile, struggling to get through there. This is a big week for some of these drivers, and SSR Bobberts knows without Hydra in the picture right now, he's got to do everything he can to stay in front of Vinny and try to pick up a race win, or at least finish in front of him here today. But these guys so far not able to make things happen. So Vinny got a lot of work to do. Bobberts has caught up to the rear field of, I believe, that is the Terrap. It is Mex the Terrap, one of the regulars here at MEA. We're going to go to battle with RB and Braddock there for the 11th spot. 10th and 11th right now. Braddock goes off the racetrack. Able to come back on. Zaterap has to follow right in suit. PM has gone around Mex Tavo. Mex Tavo has started from 2nd, has already fallen all the way back to the 20th spot. Side by side, almost coming off of the final corner. Bobberts trying to get a nice run through this section. Vinny still following suit with the Stig has not able to capitalize yet, so this is a big chance for Bobbers to make something happen. Still in suit as Braddock in the Lamborghini up there. Bobbers trying to get down to the apron right there. Jams cuts across. The two Jaguars getting a big run on these Lambos. Braddock not able to maintain pace. Bobbers to the inside of Braddock, side by side. Lambo and Jag, both of them strong coming off the corner, but Braddock able to make a better run off of that. And here they go, single file as the Terrap was able to get around Braddock there for that 10th spot. Another driver to keep an eye on today, LMP Amoeba, currently 6th in the point standings right now. He's currently in the top 5. We keep an eye on him as it could be a big day for him as well. Bobbers to the inside, big dive low. He picks up 2 spots almost, but he's still got to clear Braddock. Side by side, they bump, they bang, but not able to stick. Bobbers about to lose that position. It looks like the Terrap backed off just a little bit there. Let Bobbers go on by and said, hey buddy, let's not get into this too early. So Bobbers able to get past the Terrap, not able to clear Braddock. And further behind, FLA the Stig, he is still staying in front of Vinny as Vinny's struggling to get around him. Looks like the Stig and Vinny, they've cleared the pack they were battling through. But you see this train of cars in front, and all you see is a bunch of guys. And let's jump on with LMP Amoeba, the number 78 machine here. He's currently battling with Braddock now, as Braddock's got to the rear bumper of him. You got these cars lined up, single file, as they come around the final corner. Lambo, Jag, pretty much the field you see here today. Amoeba still making things happen. What happened to Bobbers, though? He's fallen off just a little bit back there. Not sure, but it's hanging in there tight. Vinny, however, has cleared the Stig. And, oops, I didn't mean to hop on Bobbers, but I guess we're stuck on him right now. But let's check out the race lead. SMX Savitar is able to get away, but we got a battle for the second position right now between MEA and TGM Remix. Remix making his first ever league appearance, his first ever here at MEA, his first time driving for TGM, and doing a fantastic job as he's currently battling for the second spot. Right behind them, SSR Pikachu. She hasn't had the best of weeks. So far, so good for her. She's all the way in 4th right now. She did start up there, I believe, in that 3rd spot. But she's able to, well, actually, she probably started 4th. Yeah, she started 4th. Sorry about that. So she hasn't lost a position, but she's sticking with these guys and keeping pace. Last week, SMX Savitar led pretty much 80% of the race. Had a big accident with AMSB Shadow, who's back there in the 5th spot right now. Both of those drivers ended up being out of contention for the race win. Right now, both of them still in the top 5, still staying strong. The difference between last week and this week, they didn't have to. They had to pit last week. They don't have to pit this week. So if they can stay in the clear and stay out of trouble, well, those guys that had to start at the rear of the field, the top qualifiers, they got a lot on their plate, a lot to work for right now. Bobbers still moved up another position with Braddock as LMP Amoeba has lost another position. Actually lost a few positions. Not sure what happened to Amoeba. TGM Remix right there trying to mix it up. Has yet to find a run. He's probably thinking if he can clear MEA, he might be able to make a run. But there's AMSB Shadow. He's slowly creeping up into the picture with Pikachu as well. She's already on the bumper of these guys. Let's see what she ends up doing. Another driver we forgot to mention today, SSR Yami, the R8 driver. Unfortunately, connection issues have prevented him to be part of the race today. What could have been? He was also one of the fastest qualifiers from qualifying this week. We were really looking forward to see what that R8 could do in this pack of Lambos and majority of Jaguars. As Remix still working on him. Let's hop on with SSR Honey Badger, who I believe is battling, and he is, with FLA Jams. And I believe No, that's SSR Marky. Marky with a new paint job. Look at this, to the inside. Braddock goes and moves up to the 7th spot. Bobbers shows up in the picture now too. Bobbers side by side with Marky now. And RBM Vinny, he's caught up to these guys as well. Not what Bobbers wants to see. Honey Badger side by side with Marky. Marky gets a little bit wide. Bobbers got a big run, but wasn't able to capitalize the tear. He pushes his way to the inside of Bobbers. He gets the position. Now Bobbers to the outside of Vinny, side by side, coming off the final corner. And Vinny moves right in front of Bobbers for the 11th spot. Now we got Marky trying to take over the position for 8 from Honey Badger. Side by side, Marky gets it real close to the wall. He's able to get the run, but can Honey Badger cross over? He gets the run coming off of the corner, was not able to capitalize. And Marky moves up another position here in lap number 6 as these guys are heating up in the mid-pack. And we pull up the race map, you can see where the leaders are. Haven't been able to get any real distance on the pack. Mex Tavo still the one driver on the rear end of everything. Meanwhile, it looks like we lost Yem. No, we didn't. Yem's right there too. Okay, I was about to say, I was kind of wondering what happened. Yem's in the mix too, so it's still anybody's race right now. I mean, in reality. Let's hop back up to the front of the pack as TGM Remix still trying to find a way around Waime, who all of them have caught up to Savitar. Pikachu, she's still running with them, and Beast Shadow, he's still not too far off the group, running by himself. Right now, pretty much everybody that started in the front still sticking with it. The only driver we lost was Mex Tavo, who fell back to the 20th spot. Not sure what happened to him. LMPM was able to pick up another spot from SSR Starler for that 17th spot. We'll see if Remix can get a run here, as he's been struggling to get around Waime. Waime looks to the inside of Savitar, not able to get to him. Remix tried to stick his nose there, just not enough room. Puts the back quarter panel of MEA. Pikachu lost a little bit of ground on that run there. Amoeba moved up to the 12th spot. Bobbers was able to get back in front of Vinny, so he's currently in the 9th position. Vinny 10th. Those two have finally cracked the top 10. Yem trying to find his way back in the mix of things, back there in the 17th spot. You gotta wonder if you're Pikachu right now, when do you pounce? Because right now she knows Beast Shadow's on the way. Beast Shadow, kind of a conservative driver, but can be aggressive when he wants to. Couple of drivers keep an eye on. FLA Jams, Braddock, and Marky. Those guys are slowly creeping back up. Look at this though. Remix gets to the inside of MEA. He gets the run. Can he clear him? Remix to the inside for the 2nd position. He clears Waime and picks up a spot. And now tries to go after race leader Savitar. Pikachu, she's looking to go after him now too, and Beast Shadow's in the mix as well. Yem picking up 2 more spots. He's moved up to the 15th position now. Pikachu gets to the back bumper of Waime, gets a little bit hung up there. Beast Shadow lays off the gas. Braddock looks to the inside and jams behind him. And Braddock, he looks like he's going to clear him. I know we are looking from a distance, but we got a lot going on here. Pikachu looks to the outside line, tries to get the better run off the corner. Look at this, Beast Shadow looks to the inside. Pikachu's got a good run, but can she do anything with it? She's got a nice run, can't she make it stick? Wasn't able to clear MEA. Beast Shadow to the outside of Pikachu. There's not enough room for those two. Remix, however, looks like he's battling for the race lead. For some of these drivers, how hard do you battle? With no mandatory pit stops, maintaining tire wear is huge for some of these drivers, especially if you're in the Lamborghini. Kenny has able to pass Bobberts for the 9th spot now after tough battling for them. And Pikachu and Beast Shadow, they're battling and banging and fighting and doing everything they can back there. It looks like RB and Braddock got into the picture too. Let's hop on with Braddock. Braddock to the inside. Side by side with Beast Shadow. Bumping and banging. Braddock trying to squeeze the needle right there. He gets to the inside and he clears Beast Shadow for the 5th spot. Braddock, one of the top 10 qualifiers. He's been cutting up through the field really, really well. Braddock, he started back there in the 15th spot. He's gained 10 positions since the start of this race. He was the 5th fastest qualifier. Looks like TJM Remix is still working hard, trying to clear Savitar, trying to get around him. The fight is on with Remix and Savitar for the race lead. Remix giving him a little bit of a bump there, is trying to make something happen. Remix doing everything he can to try to get around Savitar. He's got the runs, he's got the line. Savitar just doing a great job keeping him at bay. And side by side through the S is Remix to the race lead, a power move. So Remix gets the race lead. So let's see how Remix does now that he's got the race lead. Now he doesn't have to battle as hard. Beast Shadow has lost a position to Braddock, so has Pikachu. And Braddock, he's moved up to that 4th spot. Twelve laps to go in this one, ladies and gentlemen, and the packs are still relatively close. LMPM's moved up to the 14th spot now. Braddock now going to battles with SMXY MEA. Vinny, he's past Marky and Jams. Vinny, he's on the way, and it hasn't been an easy trip for him since the start of this race, to say the least. So the guys that started in the front because of the release grid, they've been holding their own for pretty much the entire race. They've been doing a fantastic job keeping it, but now they got the fast guys coming up. Here comes RBM Braddock. He's on the way, and he's looking for some hunger. MEA, the crossover. But Braddock tries to cross back over. He's got the run going into turn number 1, side by side. Him and MEA, Pikachu and V Shadow to follow. Oh no! It looks like we lost the driver. We did, and I didn't catch to see who it was. Moving up another spot, he gets to that 13th position now. We lost Tavo. Tavo putting it to the garage and calling it a week. He has heated. Oh my gosh, MEA! There's a big issue that happened with MEA. Pikachu gets up to the front, and oh my gosh, not sure what just happened. But it looks like Braddock just got to the rear quarter pin of MEA, and they've lost positions. But Vinny makes a mistake with B Shadow. Braddock moves up a couple of spots to the 4th position now. Oh no, I'm sorry, that looked like Marky. Was it? Marky lost positions too. What? I'm not sure what just happened, but some of the drivers making some mistakes. The battling's getting intense. These guys are making a lot of mistakes, but it's heating up for sure. SR Pikachu, she's in the 3rd spot now. She's a very good driver, being consistent. So if Braddock and Vinny can get there, they're going to have their hands full. Meanwhile, SR Bobbert still trying to fight to get back up to battle with these guys. He finally broke through, and he's up to the 6th spot. Braddock to the outside of Vinny, side by side, coming off the final corner. Braddock trying to get the run. He gets the run off the corner. Meanwhile, Remix, the race leader, he's starting to distance himself from Savitar. Probably the best thing that could be happening for him right now. 10 laps to go. He's got enough time to make a gap as Vinny, Braddock, and Bobbers are trying to cut through these guys. As Pikachu, really Pikachu's a very consistent driver, so she's not going to be the easiest one to get around of at this point. And we've seen how good Savitar has been at holding his line. So we're going to find out what happens with these guys as they get near the end of this race. Vinny still battling with Braddock side by side going into the hairpin. Bobbers trying to make a big run. He got to the rear bumper of Braddock. Bobbers trying to make a move on Braddock. Oh! But, oh, Braddock took out Vinny! Oh my gosh. And a ton of mistakes are happening right now. FLA Jams getting around Vinny. Did Braddock get any damage from the impact? He's got about 1% engine damage. So this gives Bobberts an opportunity to capitalize on mistakes made by 2 teammates on the same team. Pikachu, she's caught up to Savitar. Or she got closer. I thought she was closer than that. Jams currently in front of Vinny. Vinny gets to the inside, side by side with Jams now. LMP Amoeba Marky is caught back up to the mix now. Those two had an issue a little bit ago. No, Amoeba did. I know Marky, something happened to Marky. Not sure exactly. MEA is back in there as well. So he might be a little bit off the pace, but he's doing a pretty good job at maintaining his ground. Meanwhile, TGM Remix, he's just running with this thing right now. I wonder how that would feel for him to be able to get his first win in a league event, sanctioned league event, for his brand new team he just joined recently, trying to get them, off their feet. Maybe with some help on certain conditions of the race, but nonetheless, to get his first win, I'm sure that would mean a lot to him. And right now, he's just got about 9 laps left to try to hang on and not lose it, as he's got a nice, good little gap on everyone. Pikachu trying to battle now. And Vinny, he's just trying to capitalize on, well, pretty much all the mistakes that have happened. He hasn't had a bunch of weeks yet where he's really struggled in the race. And, these reverse grids really show you how tough some of these guys are to pass that you don't usually get to see up front. A lot going on in this race right now. Not sure what happened to Honey Badger. He fell off. Something happened to him. Let's get up to that second place battle right now, as it looks like Pikachu is looking to challenge SMX Savitar for the second spot. They both get a little bit wide on that final corner. And Bobberts is trying to catch up to both of them. While B Shadow still maintaining that 5th spot. He knows RB and Vinny's on his way. Pikachu looks like she was going to think about going real deep into the corner, decided not to. She's got a really good run off the corner. Side by side almost. She wasn't able to get under him. And if you're TGM Remix, this is exactly what you want to see right now. You want to see the battles. You want to know that there's stuff going on behind you. You want to know you have time to keep up and relax where you are on the racetrack. And now Bobberts is at the rear bumper of Pikachu. Something else happened to MEA. He's fallen back to the 17th position now. Meanwhile, the battle for second place is now a 3-car battle. 3 different lines for these Jags here. Pikachu and Bobbers trying to get a bigger run. Bobbers goes way wide, almost clips the outside wall, has to hit the brakes. He loses a little distance on Pikachu, but definitely a big mistake by Bobbers. B Shadow, however, he's seeing some green, some teal from the car of RBM Vinny. Vinny is coming, and Pikachu hanging on. She almost lost control of the car, was able to whip it back onto the racetrack. Now SMX Avatar, I wonder what's going through his mind. I mean, he knows he's got battle all around him through the entire race. The one that he's in right now is one that he hasn't really had to fight with. It's more of trying to get around him. Remix still distancing himself. Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, post-race interviews coming up next, as we got only about several laps to go in this one. And Bobbert's looking to make the move on the Pikachu, I'm sorry. Bobbert's not able to get there. Vinny's on the rear bumper of B-Shadow. Remix made a mistake. Bobbert's looking side by side with Pikachu. Can he clear her? Bobbers picks up another spot. He passes Pikachu. So another important position for SSR Bobberts, as Vinny has moved up to the 5th spot. Pikachu trying to get a run on Bobbert. She's got a run to the inside. Not able to get there. TGM Remix, mistakes that have been made, and right now he is in a really not comfortable spot. Now he's good on tire wear, so he'll be okay there, but he's got some unwelcoming company. And the other part is Vinny is on the way too, and he is not too far off these guys and gal. Looks like Braddock and Jams are duking it out in the Lambos behind him. And it looks like SSR Markey's in the mix as well. Let's get a picture of his view. SSR Star-Lord, he's gained some big spots. He fell back as far as 16th at one point in this race, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to battle Amoeba, currently in the top 10 right now. Amoeba knows he's got to get these positions and stay afloat, because right now he's in contention for a championship this season. Vinny made a mistake! Not sure what happened to RB and Vinny, but Vinny had made a crucial mistake. He's fallen back to 9th in this one. Let's get on Vinny here in a second. See if he's got any type of damage to the car. It looks like he's okay. Just had to get back up to speed. So everything looks to be all right. And Amoeba was able to hold off Star-Lord for that 10th spot. But Vinny is having some issues here today. The first time we've seen him have any sort of issues driving. He's been pretty much on his own most of these events. Last week in the reverse grid, he had no problems as well. But today, it just doesn't seem like it's been the best of days for him, and now he's got to work back up through the field again. And they're down to the last remaining handful of laps. And Bobberts, he's cleared Savitar. So Bobberts looking to do some battling as well. We'll ride with these guys a couple more turns, but it looks like Bobberts is already looking to battle for the race lead. Holding his lines. Oh! Braddock makes a mistake, spins out right in front of Vinny! Not sure what happened to Braddock. But Braddock, I'm not sure if he got clipped by Markey there or just lost control of the car, but he's got a lot of ground to remake up, and right now he's not got many laps to do it. Let's hop back on to second place driver SSR Bobberts now, as he is caught up to TGM Remix. And what a big win this would be if Bobberts is able to get by Remix, and what a big win would be for Remix, trying to get his first ever win for the new team that he's on. His first ever league race, and he's been doing a fantastic job. He's just made a couple of hiccups along the way. So your top 5 is Remix, Bobbert, Savitar, Beat Shadow, and Pikachu. Bobbert's looking to make a run. Remix able to get into the line that Bobbert's wanted to take. Bobbert's still able to stay on him. Remix gets a little wide off the corner, had to fly back over. Bobbert's still got a really good run on Remix. Battle for the race lead, side by side, it looks like almost, but Bobbert's had to lay off going into turn 1. Savitar side by side with B Shadow going into 1. Bobberts crosses over to the inside of Remix for the race lead. He gets right in front of him, slides up, but Remix looks to the inside. Side by side, coming into turns 3 and 4 now. Remix back to the race lead. Can Bobberts get the run though? Bobbert's got a big run off the corner. And Remix did everything he could to try to battle with him. Now can he try to recapitalize and get right on Bobbert's bumper to challenge him for the race lead? But we only got a handful of laps left in this one. Bobbert's trying to get his first win on the season. What a big, big thing this could be if he could win it. Because right now, Vinny is all the way back in 8th place. And those points are major right now, as Vinny is the points leader. Bobberts currently sits 3rd overall, or actually 2nd overall. He's only about 58 points back. And with the way this thing is turning out, that lead could be cut down to quite a bit if Vinny can't capitalize on these remaining few laps. Right now, SSR Markey, he's capitalized after having a couple of hiccups early in this race. LMP Amoeba and Starlord, however, they have caught up to the tail end of these two. Amoeba, who's kind of slowly has adapted throughout the race, has gotten better and better and better, same as Starlord has. You see FLA Red one back there. We haven't talked much about him. He's picked up quite a bit throughout this race. Amoeba looks to the inside. Vinny was trying to make a run, but used the same line Markey did. SMX Savitar and FLA Jams go into battle right now for that 5th spot. MSB Shadow, he's moved up to the 3rd spot, gotten past Pikachu. And actually, those two did get around Savitar, so we should mention that as well. Let's go further back in the field, shall we? Let's go see how LMP Yem's doing. He's all the way back up in 13th again after a struggling start for him. Braddock and Terrap, 15th and 16th, battling it out right now. So let's get back up to the top 8. Looks like these guys are a little bit distanced out back there. And right now, Vinny's kind of in a weird spot because SSR Mark is actually a really consistent driver and is tough to get around. So Vinny's got to work a little bit on him to try to make something happen. He doesn't want to make too many mistakes, though. He's had quite a bit of some ups and downs throughout this race. And as we pull up the race map once again, SSR Bobberts, he's really distancing himself with Remix, and Remix is actually hanging with them. Remix hasn't fallen off a whole lot. Let's see how close they are, because actually he's right there with them, still fighting hard, and we might see a battle for the race lead. We saw last week how LMPM was able to battle Vinny near the closing stages of Sonoma. Remix do the same. We'll have to see here. A few laps left. Markey gets clipped by Vinny. Amoeba starting to distance himself just a little bit from Starlord, but they're still hanging tight with these guys. Markey working on FLA jams. If you're Vinny right now, it's kind of not what you want to be seeing too much of, because he's trying to battle with Mark, and double duty for Markey right now, battling and attacking. Not always the easiest thing to do, and Markey gets to the inside of Jim. Oh, but they connect! They connect, and they lose a couple of spots. B results are in, ladies and gentlemen. The B lobby results are in. As soon as I can get them up here, I will let you know who won the B lobby. So B lobby winner will be MEX Colonel. Second, SMX Venomous. Third, SSR Zoom. Fourth, FBR Jamster. And fifth, FLA Condor. That is your top 5 from the B lobby. Congratulations to MEX Colonel on his race win today. So here we go. Vinny trying to get back inside the top 5, battling with SMX Savitar, who again has led an amazing portion of the race, just wasn't able to hang on, but is trying to hang on for a top 5 right now. Star-Lord and Amoeba are going back at it again for the 7th spot. SSR Markey, he's creeping up on them. FLA Red One able to get around Jams after the little hiccup between Jams and Markey. Star-Lord looks to the inside, not able to clear him. RB and Vinny trying to be patient with Savitar. And he gets to the inside and picks up another spot. So here's what the race map looks like. Not too many people off pace, that's for sure. And we only lost one driver, and that was Mex Tavo earlier in the race. And Savitar gets to the inside of Vinny. And woohoo! Right between Vinny and Amoeba, Savitar tried to squeeze it. He was losing control of the car just a little bit. And Amoeba was able to get around him. And Star-Lord's trying to get around him with Markey. Savitar made a mistake. Star-Lord clears him. Not able to fully clear him. Savitar back to the outside. Savitar throws the inside block. But there goes Star-Lord trying to get to the inside. And he looks like he gets to him. And he does. And Markey does as well. But Markey gets to the inside of Star-Lord. White flag in the air this time around. SSR Bobbers leads the field, and he just needs to hold on for one more lap to get his first win on the season. Savitar, bumper to bumper with Star-Lord, gets to the inside once again. Markey was able to capitalize. He picks up the 8th spot, or 7th spot, I'm sorry. FLA Red One, he's in the mix too now. Savitar still to the inside of Star-Lord. 3 wide, almost coming off of the corner. Red One got his nose there too. Red One. Oh, but Star-Lord and Red One connect. Star-Lord oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I'm losing my words right there, but Red One loses control of the car and hits the wall. He's got full damage as he's in the 13th spot. Oh my gosh. Big change of events had happened. And what a story. What a run by Red One. He did everything right. He just got into it with Star-Lord, and you know they didn't mean it. But that's part of the racing. They were battling real hard, but the man of the hour finally has cleared Remix after a few laps of battling. He's got 1 corner to go. Looking to close the championship points gap. Started from the rear of the field. Was able to fight all the race long. SSR Bobberts comes around the final corner. And he will pick up week number 5 here at Sebring in the MEA GT Championship Series as he looks to close on the championship points. TGM Remix, first time racer here in MEA. Second, third will be AMSB Shadow. Fourth, SSR Pikachu. Fifth, RBM Vinny, who fought all race long. Sixth, it's a battle side by side. And Amoeba closes it on SSR Marky, who takes 7th. 8th will be SMX Savitar. 9th, LMP Amoeba. What a fight for Amoeba. He had such a tough race. 10th will be FLA Distinct. RD Jansen, another hard one for him. 11th, 12th will be FLA Jams, and looks like everyone crossed the line before I got there, so that's okay. So yeah, that's exactly what happened. Just stay tuned. Post-race interviews coming up next here as we bring up the final race results. SSR Bobberts, your race winner here at Sebring. And we got a couple of interviews coming up next as we have Pikachu, and we got B Shadow, we got Remix. So just stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, as we get these drivers in here for post-race interviews coming up next. And we'll get talking to them. I know Vinny won't be able to chat with us, but that's okay. We will we'll get in here and we'll talk about his race when we get to that point. And here comes one of the competitors now. It'd be AMSB Shadow, and so as soon as we get all the drivers in here, we'll be able to begin our post-race interviews. And so we got Bobberts and B Shadow so far. We're gonna try to get Remix and Pikachu in here. And would you stop doing that? And did that last week, and it was on the broadcast.
Yeah, well, I didn't include it this time.
All right. Well, that being said, I don't know if Remix has a mic on or not. Remix, do you have a mic?
I'm not too sure.
I'm not sure if he does it. No, he said he was going to get one when I last talked to him previously, but that's okay. We'll talk to him anyways. All right, so we have the top 5, well, 4 out of 5 here. We're going to get to the race interviews, and just so everybody knows, you have to click on the party chat and click off the audio box so that your audio is included for the stream. But we're going to start with RBM Vinny finishing 5th, the points leader, but after today, it's going to be really close, and I tell you what, RBM Vinny had a heck of a race. He started from last, had some ups and downs throughout the race, but was able to capitalize and get one more position on the final lap of the race to come home 5th, so congratulations to Vinny on a hard-fought race for him. And then we move up to SSR Pikachu, and once again, Pikachu, just make sure your audio is on, and we have SSR Pikachu here, and Pikachu, just make sure your audio's on, but congratulations on a top 5 result. We know this season hasn't been the best for you. And just take us through your race. How tough was it for you to battle with Savitar for so long? And obviously at the end there, getting passed by B Shadow, but one of your best results of the year. Well, you know, either way, just for you, you started up front, you were able to be consistent, but how hard? Oh, well. Well, I mean, that is something, but. And you know, Pikachu, you were having a hard time with Savitar. What was the hardest thing for you to try to get around him before Bobberts was able to get around both of you?
Whoa! Mouse down, Nico. Mouse down.
We're live. But that being said, Pikachu, congratulations on your best result of the season. I know that last week and a couple weeks prior were very tough, but P4 today for SSR Pikachu. Congratulations, and we're looking forward to seeing you next week. All right, and then next up the ladder, third place finisher AMS Beast Shadow and Beast. Last week you and Savitar had an amazing battle for the lead for the longest time. Obviously some hiccups along the way ended both your guys' races early to winning. And then obviously today you were able to start up a little closer to the front again, and you were able to capitalize quite a bit, but it took you for the longest time to finally get there at the end and obviously get up to the third spot.
Oh yeah. Just with faster cars coming through the pack, it's always quite tricky to just try and figure out what strategy to do, because we had Bobbits come through, I just let him through. Thought it would be better for both of us, and then I had Vinny behind me as well. Oh, and obviously Bobbits wants me to hold him up. But in order for me to get back up to that front of that pack, I had to let Vinny through, which turned out to be good anyway, because he tried to make a move on Pikachu and it just didn't work. And I was able to get a little top Bobbits through the field, and then there was just other people trying to force the way through the field, and that ends up with them taking on.
And what's the hardest thing for you, Beast? I know that obviously you had to deal with Vinny and Marky and Bobberts there for a while. They were obviously a little bit faster coming up through the field. But what's so hard about being that guy that they're going to catch up to you, but you're going to do everything you can to keep them behind? What's so difficult about that?
It's sort of like trying to defend and attack at the same time. Like I could catch the people in front of me per lap, but they'd also be catching onto the back of me. So it's a very tricky decision, because they'd just be sending it on you, and then you lose more time. So you try and think, is it quicker if I just let them through, get onto the back of them, and sort of like get a tour through to the back of them, and that's what ended up happening at the end. There's a lot of factors in it.
Well, Beast, after last week, I'm sure this one feels a lot better. I know last week you probably felt really good for a while till things happened, but being able to pick up a third place finish today, I think that salvages what happened last week. So congratulations. Oh, for sure. So congratulations to you, Beast, and we're looking forward to seeing you in the upcoming weeks. And then the next man here, that first time racer. I know that you don't have a mic, Remix. I'm just gonna say a few things for you. You're welcome to put it in the chat, and I'll relay it back to everybody watching. But Remix, it's your first league race here at MEA. I don't know if this is your first league race ever, but you got into a new team at Team GeForce Motorsports representing. Obviously, you were able to fight your way up to the lead for the longest time, and almost was able to hold off SSR Bobberts there near the end. But obviously, after you got around, you started losing a little bit. By all means, take us through a little bit of what you think of today's race, if you don't mind putting it in the chat, and I'll be glad to relay it back. But it was definitely a tough race for you. At the end, they're trying to battle up with Bobberts, and then before that, you seemed to be struggling with Waimei, but after a few laps, you were able to get around him, and then eventually you got to Savitar. So it was a very good first-time performance for you here at MEA. But real quick, before we go to the next man up, do you have anything to say that I can relay out to everybody watching? No, I'm talking to Remix. He doesn't have a mic, so I'm giving him a chance to type anything out he wants to say.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to pull this up in my box. And Remix said to everyone he's looking forward to future races. It was his first league race. Made one mistake that cost him 3 seconds, but without the mistake, he feels that he could have held off Bobberts for the win. So I couldn't agree with you more, Remix. You had definitely a gap on the field at one point before the mistake had happened, and obviously by the time Bobberts and Vinny were already inside the top 5, you had made that mistake, and we saw how close everybody was to you. But good run for you first time. We hope to see you back in future races, and obviously looking forward to seeing your performances here to come. So congratulations on runner-up position, Remix. And moving forward, the man of the hour. Wasn't sure, I'm sure you were not sure if you were going to be able to get up to the front in time to do some battling because of how the race had unfolded for you guys back there. But Bobberts picking up the first win on the season. I know this one is probably getting the chip off the shoulder a little bit for you. But, you and Vinny started all the way back in the back of the field, and without Hydra here this week, and, the unfortunate circumstances of not having him here, obviously every position counts for you. And at first, things were going really well for you guys. Then you fell back a little bit, was able to fight with Vinny. Vinny obviously had some hiccups along the way. Did you feel that there was any way that you could have won this race today with the way it was unfolding there with only about, 7 laps to go?
Well, before Remix made his mistake, I knew that even if obviously by the time I passed Savitar and Pikachu, that, he had a 4.5 second gap. It would have been very close at the end. I might have caught him with a lap or two to go, but he did well. He ran very consistently, and it was a shame he made that mistake. As he said, it's possibly could have held me off for the win, even if I did catch up to him. But he still Remix ran a very good race. We had a good little battle that we did. But by the time we got through and cleared the slipstream, I pulled a 3-second gap. So that's why I said, it might have been close. If he didn't make a mistake, but the fact is, you take it as it comes, and I'll take the win any day of the week.
Well, Bobberts, before that happened at the end, I know you were struggling to get up through the field with Vinny. What seemed to be such an issue for you guys?
Well, the first time was just obviously when you're at the back, you have a better chance of avoiding the carnage. So we did. I think we gained half a dozen positions on the first lap at least. Obviously with the mid-pack all clustered and a couple of incidents or whatever. But yeah, got up into the top 12. After a number of laps, and then when we caught the back end of the top 10, that was when it was a bit more difficult. Obviously, it took me a couple of attempts to pass people, and again, it was just I avoided the carnage even from that because I've been at the back of it. I just avoid the concept that Braddock and Vinny made with each other.
And we got
trying to defend from me, but
and I don't mean to cut you off right there, but that was such a big moment in the race. Braddock making a big mistake, taking out his teammate Vinny, who's obviously contending for a championship, currently first in the point stands. Obviously, we'll see what happens after today's race, but that was such a big turning point because I know before that something happened to you and you fell back quite a bit. And that's when I felt that you guys might have had a really hard time being able to win the race at the end because of just where everything was laying out. Did you feel that was a huge turning point in the race for you?
Definitely. I mean, if I never applied pressure to Braddock and if I didn't force him to that mistake, then I think Vinny could have won that race, instead of me. So it's just a fortunate turn of events. He still managed to get a top 5. He still got a 5th place, so he recovered well after that and having another incident. So it could have been a lot worse for him. So it just shows the top quality driver that he is. But I'm guessing 2 teammates are going to be having a few words.
Well, and that was another thing. Braddock was running so well getting through the field, but he's such an aggressive driver. He's willing to defend and willing to attack. So obviously mistakes were made, and who knows how that conversation is going to go between them. But on the good side of things, Bobberts, this is your first win in the GT Series this season, and what are you taking from this? You keep telling us each week you think you have the pace to fight with Vinny, Hydra, and those guys up front. Obviously, LMPM didn't have the best race this week, and we know he's in contention for a championship, but he was able to salvage a top 10. Going forward, how hard are you going to be working to win the title this year? It's going to be very close right now with you guys going forward.
The thing for me is, as it's proven in qualifying that I have the 1 lap pace, but it's the consistency. So if I can keep the consistency, if I can keep improving that and do these laps, more often over the duration of a race, then there's nothing to say that I can't challenge, Vinny, Hydra, Yem, etc. To win the championship. As I said before, I'm sick of being the bridesmaid. I want to be the bride.
Well, this is one of the biggest events for you each year now, and we know how much it means for you to pick up that win. And congratulations to you, Bobberts, today, as it was very hard fought and very well deserved.
Thank you.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, week number 5, the halfway point of the season is now in the books. SSR Bobberts picking up a big win today here at Sebring. TGM Remix, first-time racer for Team GeForce Motorsports, picking up the 2nd place win, almost able to clear out Bobberts, but a little mistake cost him, but it was still able to pick up a great spot, so congratulations to Remix. AMSB Shadow, big bounce-back week for him. What a run. One of the best performances we've seen from him this season, so congratulations to him. And then SSR Pikachu, obviously, she had one of the best performances out of her entire season and was able to pick up a top 5 spot. And obviously, the points leader, RBM Vinny, after today, we will know where that stands because it's very close now. And he was able to salvage a top 5 spot after the issues he had today. But that's your top 5 here today. I'm SSR Mayhem. Next week, we move on to bigger and better things. There is no more reverse grid races. So we're going to see how the season will play out. But I'm SSR Mayhem, and you all have a great night. Until next time, here at MEA. Have a good one.